Baba shows us, Baba shows us the good path that no human being can show, and that good path is the path to become pure from impure. And Baba says, nobody in the world can teach you how to be pure from impure. And purity is the basis of going into Mukti and Jivan Mukti. So, whether we want to go home or we want to go to the new world, it cannot happen without purity. And Baba says that I tell you how to be pure. And what is the method, the unique method, the new method that nobody tells us, from the copper age to the iron age, nobody is able to tell us this method. And that method is that you forget your body and everything associated with the body. Consider yourself to be a soul and remember Baba. Yes, so this is the method to be pure. And this powerful method, nobody teaches us. And do we Brahmins also realize that this method is the method to be pure? Yes, do we understand? And if we understand that, are we applying this method and becoming pure? Is the question. Because there was this one brother, and once he told me that, Didi, I have experimented with Baba's knowledge and I know that it is absolutely true. So I said, what have you experimented? So he said that Baba says that, in yesterday's Murli also Baba said that if you just detach yourself from your sense organs and sit in soul consciousness, you will be at peace. Yes, so he says that, it takes a second to just sit in peace. Peace is not difficult to find. Or Baba says that happiness is the product of good karma. So yes, if you just remember Baba also, that good karma also gives us happiness. So he said, I have experimented with whatever Baba says, and Baba says that, you will become pure if you just followed this method, that forget your body, bodily relations, religions, and everything associated with the body. Just know that you're a soul, and in that self-awareness, in that heart-to-heart connection with Baba, just hold that remembrance. Remember Baba constantly and do everything in that remembrance. So Baba says just this one method will purify you. And there is something so interesting about this, that the heart knows that this is the method. Yes, you agree that if we did this, we would become pure. But then, just like, I talked about that brother, he said that I experimented with a lot of points and gyan, and I know they work. So I said, so you must have become karmatit by now, because you've experimented with everything. So he said, no, Didi, I'm far, like I'm not even any close there. So I said, why? So he said, because I don't do it. So I just know that if I did it, it would give me this and that, but I don't do it. So I said, why don't you do it? So he said, that's the question I've been asking myself. I know this works, but why don't I do it? So you see that in this, the first thing is, we have to thank our fortune that it is only we in the world. Do you even realize that nobody in the whole world is aware of this powerful method to become pure. Just sit and think about this for a second, that no one in this whole wide world except we Baba's children knows this method. This is kind of an open secret, so which is open, but it's still a secret because nobody knows this. Although it's all over, so the murlis are also online and everything is online, but still this is a secret. And Baba says that this secret only you know, and we know the secret, but we have to ask ourselves, when we know the secret, are we being benefited by it? Yes, are we taking the benefit that lies in it? Because I have seen that people in the world, they don't have any vidya. So like somebody knows of a diet, or somebody knows about something, maybe chanting, maybe something else, and they really make full effort to take it to everybody, to let everybody know that this is a powerful method. And jabki if you see, that method is not powerful. So it's not even powerful, so it's not doing anything to you, but still that limited benefit that you get, you are everybody is trying to propagate that and do that so much. And we Brahmins, we don't even try to. So even when we go somewhere to give a lecture, we'll talk about stress, and we'll talk about team building, and we'll talk about all the unnecessary stuff, but we will not we don't somehow, I don't know what stops us, Maya stops us from sharing this big secret, that if you just forgot your body for some time and just considered yourself a soul and practiced to remember Baba and just took this forward and just let it multiply, then you could become pure and you could become the master of the pure world. But why don't we do this? So because I think the biggest thing is, we are not doing it, so we are not saying it. So we know the method is powerful, but another law is that you will always share what you do. Yes, so if I am applying this powerful method, then I will be interested to say it. So people who chant are chanting. People who follow diets are following. And we children, we know everything, and I don't know how much we are doing. So Raj Yogis are not meditating, that's the thing. So Raj Yogis are only listening to Gyan and not doing anything. If we did, we would tell everybody to do it, because we would know what it's making us. And those who do, they cannot sit still, they have this inner urge to go and tell everybody that this is the powerful method. So this is something. And Baba today says that you have to forget the body, the bodily relations, religions, everything, and consider yourself to be a soul. So the first thing is forgetting everything and considering yourself to be a soul. Because in bhakti, we have always prayed to God. So it was, directly remember God. So just call out to God or remember God. But in Gyan, the most important thing is, you cannot remember Baba without being soul conscious. So, if you are not being soul conscious, and if you're remembering Baba from a weak place in your consciousness, you're not in your power at that time, then you're just praying to God, you're not remembering Baba. So that's the difference between prayer and meditation. I think that first thing is soul consciousness. So when you do you remember, when you remember Baba, do you pay attention to this most important aspect, that you have to sit in the awareness of who you are? And in that awareness of who I am, I know that my heart is naturally connected to Baba, because all my relationships are with Baba. And in that connection, the energy flows. So, in that connection, when you sit in the awareness that I'm not the part that I'm playing in this world, I'm a soul and I'm on this stage and everything, just like, when an actor, he is on the stage, you see him as a different person. And I'll tell you one very beautiful experience. So there is this a sister, she's a renowned dancer, and she's always in a costume. So, whenever anybody sees her on the stage or anything, she's always in this beautiful Indian classical costume. So, there was one gathering some time back, and she was invited by one of her friends, and she came in a sari, and she was wearing a normal sari, and she was not having that makeup that she has during performances. So, the person who had invited her, they failed to recognize her. So at the door, when they were receiving her, they asked, may I have your introduction? And then she said, I am this person and you invited me. And they're saying, we couldn't recognize you at all, because you are always, we have seen you in that costume and everything. So we don't know, we couldn't recognize you. And then I was also in that gathering. So when she met me, she said, you see, this person called me and he said she doesn't recognize me. So I said, maybe, but I recognized her, because we have a different way of connecting with people. So she said that, you recognized me, you are the only person perhaps in this whole gathering who recognized me, because they've never seen me this way. So Baba says that, when even I gave you this example to show you, you see how somebody who is on a stage is unrecognizable off stage. Yes, because they all, and this is not even about characteristics or traits, it's just, the dress even. The dress becomes so much of an identity, and the makeup becomes so much of an identity that off stage you don't recognize them. So Baba says that, you are not who you are on the stage. So this is a stage, and you're playing your part, and there is a role, and there is a costume you're wearing, but sometimes, just go off stage. So just go off stage, maybe a minute in an hour, do that. Yes, just leave everything through your buddhi. Now, the most important learning that Baba has given us is, everything that the soul does is done through the buddhi. So we hold on to things through the buddhi, we can leave things through the buddhi. It's such a beautiful thing that Baba has taught us. And I am a soul, it is my choice whether I hold on to the body or I just detach from the body. And I take 1 minute in every hour and I just detach from the body, and I look at who I am, and I look at the being of light that I am, and the seed that I am, and I look at myself as the one who has all relationships with Baba. Everything else here is just a temporary thing, a temporary role, a temporary act. But my reality, my truth is, I'm a being of purity, light, love, and my heart is connected to that one Baba. And in that moment, you feel that inflow of love and peace and joy and knowledge from Baba. And Baba says, when you keep doing this repeatedly, first you begin with 1 minute in an hour, then it will be 1 minute every half an hour, and then it will after some time, it will be a simultaneous thing. Like you're also operating here and you are receiving your whole sustenance from Baba, because your heart is so connected to Baba. You have made a distinction between the role, yourself, and your connection with Baba. And you are in communion with Baba and doing everything here. But to reach that stage, reach that Karma Yogi stage. What's a Karma Yogi stage? A Karma Yogi stage is when you are doing everything on the outside with your heart connected to and sustained by Baba's sustenance. So that Karma Yogi stage will come only if you start experimenting, at Amrit Vela and then 1 minute in an hour. If you keep doing that, then slowly that Karma Yogi stage will come. And Baba says that, the only method to purify yourself is by doing this. So considering yourself a soul and remembering Baba. And I think, the one aspect of this is also that when you remember Baba, your consciousness is at a different level, right? And only then can you do two things, which is settle past karmic accounts which are coming to you by responding to them differently, and create new karma, create new good karma. So this is why that whole process, is the process of purification. And Baba today in many places in the Murli underlines that do not leave your household. So, do not, I'm not asking you to leave your household. Why? Because those people who are in and around you, they may look like, family members and this and that, but who are they? They are souls who have become instruments for you to settle your karma. So, that's the manifestation of your karma. So when that's there, you can't run away from it. So, you are bound by spiritual laws. Even if you want to run away, you can't run away. So Baba says, don't run away. You don't have to run away. And Baba says, what you have to do is live with everybody, but just detach from the buddhi, come to this soul consciousness, be sustained by me, and then settle your karmic accounts. So, just in how do you know that you are settling a karmic account? So if there is an unfavorable situation or unfavorable behavior and you are able to respond to it happily, that's settlement of karma. So, when you do it happily, it's settlement of karma. And when you crib and cry and complain, then that's adding to that vikarma. So Baba says, when you just know that you are a soul and you are a knowledgeful soul, don't you know that there will be settlement? So, yesterday there was this one sister and she was diagnosed with an illness, and she called me and she told me that, Didi, I have this illness and it's got detected. So then she said, I'm okay. So I said, how are you? So are you fine? So she said, I'm okay because I know that, 63 births of karmic account, so something will come up. So I understand that things have to be settled. So it's okay. So I will settle it, and I will make a plan of how to, build the strength to settle it. And according to the world, that's a big illness. But you see that we are knowledgeful souls. So, if you know that you have a big loan on your head, then will you have a heart attack if the person who you've taken a loan from comes and knocks on your door? No, you know that there's a loan, so somebody has to come someday. So that's how it is. And Baba says that just detach from everything and come to this awareness that I am a soul, and in this relationship with Baba, I have the strength, I have the love, I have the knowledge, I have the peace, I have the happiness with which I can settle everything that comes my way. And the only method to be pure is to settle everything and to create new karma. Yes. And Baba says the second thing is be my helper. Be my helper, because when we say that I have all my relationships with Baba, and do you understand that the only task that Baba is committed to is making this world heaven? So when I have all my relationships with Baba, then isn't Baba's purpose my purpose? Yes, so Baba says you have to use your body, mind and wealth for seva. And Baba says when you become my helper means I am trying to create this spiritual transformation, yes, in this whole world where everybody has to know they are a soul and remember me and settle their accounts. So you also have to donate your body, mind and wealth to this task. And Baba says this is another way to purify yourself. So if you just know yourself as a soul, practice enough to be soul conscious and in remembrance of Baba, then on one hand you will settle accounts, and another hand you will be Baba's helper and create new good karma. Yes. And there is another law, So do you know that yogi and sahyogi go together? So in this beautiful, these are two beautiful words which come together. So let me ask you one simple question. Somebody tells you, I love you, I love you, I love you all day. And they say, my heart is connected to you, I can't forget you, I can't live without you. And then they do nothing for you. Yes, you are having fever, they don't even get up and offer you water. But they sit on the bed and they say, I love you, I can't live without you, my heart is very connected to you. Do you think that's possible? Yes, so that is a lie. So when you say I'm a yogi, when you say my heart belongs to you, then the proof of a yogi is sahyogi. So you cannot be a yogi and not be a sahyogi. You cannot say my heart belongs to you and then not help them in their task. Yes, so that's a lie. So Baba says, if you love me, then you will become a helper. And so this is one thing, that the sign of a yogi has to be a sahyogi. I cannot say that my heart is connected but my body, mind and wealth is not for you. Have you seen those lies that people speak these days? So, I don't have time for you, or my heart is, but I love you. I don't have anything for you, but I love you. So, and there was this one sister and she said, my boyfriend keeps saying that, I don't have time for you, but I love you. I don't call you, I don't pick your calls, but I love you. So she said, मेरे को तुम्हारे प्यार का अचार डालना है क्या? So She said, I don't need your love. So she said, Didi, I said that and I came back. So I said, see, so I said, this is what happens when you love a human. So they will do these things to you. But the thing is, I asked her, are you doing the same with Baba? Then I asked her, you see, that person did this to you, and you felt like that was not the right thing to do. But are you doing the same thing with Baba? So Baba also tells you, Baba is there for you, Baba is caring for you, nurturing you. Every time you have a problem, you come running and telling me. But are you, despite Baba doing so much for you, are you giving the time, thought, energy, and the cooperation that Baba looks forward to from you? So that's the question. So when we think about love, we know what love means, but when it's our time to give back, we don't know. Yes, so are we also giving back to Baba? So that's one thing. And the second thing is why this first thing is very important, why being a Sahyogi is very important. Because the law says your heart will be where your body, mind and wealth is. जहाँ तुम्हारा धन होगा वहाँ तुम्हारा मन होगा. Yes, you cannot have your heart where you are not investing anything. Yes. So when you don't invest your body, mind and wealth in something, then even your heart will not go there. Yes, so I remember, there was this one Mata and she was into modeling and, this whole beauty thing, and she got cancer, and then she told me, Didi, when there was a cut in my body, I felt very bad. I really felt like, my soul was being torn apart. And I said, so I said, why do you think it was so? So she said, you see, Didi, right from the time I was 13 or 14, I've invested so much in this body. She said, it's all been about this body. It's all about eating right, training. It's about looking a certain way, dressing a certain way. It's always been about this body. And it took so much of courage to have that, that operation and everything. And when the chemo happened and I lost my hair, and I was just feeling like, somebody was tearing me apart. So you see that when you invest everything into something, then your heart gets connected to it. And it could be a body, but if you are investing your thought and your time, and I'm not even telling that, you are a supermodel and you are earning out of that body, but even if you're just investing your thought into the body, all the time thinking about how I'm looking, even if nobody agrees you're looking beautiful, but still, if you are always investing your thought into the body, your yoga will be with the body. You invest your time, thought, energy, money into anything, that thing will be on your mind. That thing will be on your mind. So it's very important that we understand that yoga is not some airy-fairy concept where we'll say, I remember Baba, I have yoga with Baba. No, you cannot have yoga with the one who is not a recipient of your body, mind and wealth. If there is no investment of time, thought, energy and money, there will be no yoga. So these are two important aspects for yoga. Baba says, yoga is the method to be pure, but when will you have yoga with Baba? Only when you become a Sahyogi. So this is something, and Baba says when you become pure, you become eligible for Mukti, Jivan Mukti. And today in the Murli, Baba says that be a self-sovereign, rule your senses, don't rule your fellow people. So the fellows who live with you, don't try to rule them, rule your own senses. So if you ruled everybody around you, that will not ensure that you become the master of the world. What is the law? The law is self-sovereignty to world sovereignty. If you are a self-sovereign, you will be world sovereign. You will be the master of the world. And even if in Kali Yuga or in Sangam Yuga, you are ruling everybody around you, that doesn't mean you will go and rule in Satyug. In fact, if you are ruling everybody around you, then it is very, very probable and possible that your tolerance levels would be zero. Yes, so your humility, your tolerance would be zero, and you would be full of arrogance and ego. And so I think that the more you are ruling over people in this world through hard power, yes, so if you're ruling over people's heads, not hearts, then the possibility is that you will not find a place in Satyug. So, do you understand that there are two ways to rule? So, yesterday also Baba says that if you do true handling of people by, by always having faith in them and recognizing their specialities, then they will also have spiritual love for you. Yes, so there is one way to rule with love. So if you are ruling with love, then you will go to Satyug and rule. But if you are trying to control through power, have you tried to control with power? Have you succeeded? You cannot control anybody with hard power these days. This is a fact, and we must learn it before we pay the price to learn it. Yes, and even if you don't learn it for free, you will have to pay the price and learn it. But you cannot rule anybody with hard power. You cannot, rule anybody with the power of muscle or money or, fear, instilling fear in somebody. If you don't toe the line, we will do this to you and that to you. That's not how you can rule anybody. If you really want to rule anybody, just show some love and regard. Just show some love. That little love will do the wonder. And the human heart can only be bound by love, by nothing else. Yes, so Baba says that don't try to, and who can love? So, not somebody who's insecure. So, you need spiritual power to love. And Baba says, when you rule your mind, intellect and sanskars, when you are a self-sovereign, when you are in total command of your man, buddhi, sanskar, when you're pure, when you have love in your heart, then you can rule, not by trying to control everybody around you through power. Yes, and do you understand this? And if you are ever trying, because on some levels everybody is trying to do that. So if you're trying to control anybody through power, stop that. Yes, because I have seen the consequences of this game. And if you're trying to control anybody through power, there will be a time when you will fall into your own trap. Yes, and just think about if you just raise the bar of applying pressure, and then that soul just didn't yield to it, then what? Yes, you applied pressure, you apply pressure, go on applying pressure, and then That soul didn't yield to it. Then what? Then you don't know what to do. This is what is happening with parents and children these days. Yes, you're trying to apply pressure, and then they reach a point where they say, I don't care. And then what do? Then what do? You have no way out. So don't try to control anybody through external power. Don't play this power game. Just be a self-sovereign, and when you are self-sovereign, you are capable of love, which is the biggest power. And when somebody is bound by love, yesterday Baba gave us a very beautiful blessing, and Baba said, you will not even have to tell that person what to do, what not to do. They will do it automatically. They will give you wishes. They will give you cooperation. They will do everything for you. Just a little love will do the wonders. Yes, just that soul conscious attitude that this is a soul, this deserves respect and love. This much will do the wonder. But it takes a great soul to love. Love is a power of the great. So if you just become self-sovereign, if you just if you just made that effort to rule your senses, rule your man, buddhi, sanskar, build self-esteem within yourself, take power from Baba, and be a self-sovereign and show that love and regard in your interactions, then I don't think you will ever have to control anybody. Yes, so I have never felt the need to control. Never. I have never felt the need to control. I have never felt the need to say you do this or do that. So they'll automatically do it because love is the ultimate control. Yes, but you need self-control for love. So, so the method is not you control everybody and become a king. No, you control your senses. You have so much love for Baba that you become loveful. That's the way to, that's the way to have a relationship. And Baba also talks about blessings today. So Baba says blessings come from Baba. And when you follow Shrimat, you earn blessings. Blessings are not begged for, blessings are earned. Yes, you don't, sometimes people say, give me blessings. What give you blessings? Baba is telling you the way to earn blessings. Be a yogi, be a sahyogi, you will get blessings. How can a human give you blessings? Yes, so the only way to earn blessings is to follow Shrimat. If you are following Shrimat, if you are being a yogi, if you are being a sahyogi, if you are being pure, Baba is blessing you. And who else can bless you when Baba is blessing you? So Baba says this is the way to earn blessings. Okay. Om Shanti.